Yes, my viewers and subscribers, it is almost time for day 3. And I can tell you, my people, if it's even the rest of our bowling innings, we have to enjoy. I tell you, I fear what is to come after our bowling, but we have to enjoy the bowling, my people. So, greetings once again. Big up to everybody. Thank you all for the support. Alright, my people, so it is a final test, and I just want to say that, we have to go out there and play for pride. We have to try and save face. You understand? The series is already gone. The bowlers, they have worked so hard to put us in we should still call it a good position, right? Because I've said several times, if as a test bowling unit you can consistently bowl out a team for under 300, sometimes 250 or less, then you are doing your job as the bowling department. You understand? It's just that our guys, boy, I look at, they're allergic to batting, boy. So I am thinking that going into day 3, everybody should be motivated based on what they witnessed last night. Everybody should be motivated. We can dread what is to come, especially if we make it down to in the evening session with those guys and the pink ball. We can dread what is to come, yes. But, we still have to give it a go. We still have to give it a go, my people. In the video that I did this morning, I mentioned that Shamar Joseph was saying, if they can get them for 200, about 200 or a little under 200, he thinks that they definitely can chase it down. I said it in the video this morning that I would have to see that before I believe it. But what the batsmen need to do is to go out there and allow the Australians to bowl balls to get them out. Bowl balls to get them out. Last night we saw pace and we saw accuracy from our bowlers, right? Like Cameron Green and Steve Smith, for example. We soften them up and get them out, right? Soften them up and then get them out. If it's even that, if they even do that to our batsmen, I would take it, right? We have to value our wicket. There's no way you're not playing a T10 or a T5 game, and you're just going to go down there as a specialist batsman in the team and make an almighty heave and go sit down and in the stands or in the dressing room and watching the rest of guys trying to bat, watching the bowlers trying to bat. You understand? We have to play with more common sense than that, man. You understand? So going into day 3, my people, I am looking forward to the guys trying to get Australia for 200 or a little bit less, or even a little bit over that, and once again, this is just me asking the bowlers for something that is realistic, not me saying that if we get this or that, then the batsmen will chase it. I have no faith in them. I'm just saying, I'm asking them. I just want to be realistic and say this is the target, this is what we want. I am sure that is what Ravi Rampal and head coach Darren Samu will say to the bowling unit. You understand? This is the target that we are looking to get them for. If we can get them for this target or a little less, then that is good, right? And then the batting they will figure out the batting, right? So I am hoping that we can just get the wickets and have some time to bat before the night session. That is if we even make it down to the evening session, because if we take the wickets early, then it might be a case where we don't even make it to the night session based on how the batting is going on. But for argument's sake, my people, the batsmen are able to finally put together a good innings. I expect the guys that have been staying at the crease, to go on and score. At least one of them go on and score something, score a good score. Not a century or anything like that, but guys who have been there so far this series scoring 30s, probably a 140 or some 20s, they have to do one better. You understand? Get a big half century or get a century. I really and truly can't see these guys concentrating for that long to get a century. But you know, if we can have one or two people getting half centuries and then you know we see we go from there. Once again, it might be wishful thinking, but you know that's the idea. You know, go out there and try to score. And when we say look to be positive, and when we say look to score, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be careless, right? That's not what I mean. It doesn't mean that you're going to go and make a almighty heave or reverse sweep or do some uncalled for things. Because if we get them out, we're still going to have a couple of days to bat, right? Once again, I know we're not going to bat 2 full days, but I'm just saying, you know, it's a way to look at it. If we get them out early, we have 2 days to bat to chase. And you know, obviously if you are there too long, a ball you will get a ball with your name on it eventually, right? But yeah, it would be nice if they can feed off what the bowlers did last night and you know, try to see what can go on. I mean, I'm talking about batting like we have already taken the wickets. Obviously the other guys will come out and look to score. You know, Cameron Green is still there. He's somebody that if he's there, he's going to be ticking over the scoreboard. You know, so what we need to do is just try and get rid of him, and then you know, try and get the others, and then we can really focus on the batting. But you know, once again, it's just a thing of us, you know, just saying, boy, the bowling is so strong. You know, you can just imagine how much of a force we would be if the guys would just bat. You understand? And I don't know. And the thing is, we don't play a lot of test cricket. So sometimes we play like 2 games here, 3 games here. We are not active again until a long time. And the guys that are a part of the test squad, they're going to go off and play T10 and T5 and T2 and all kind of nonsense cricket, right? And then coach going to take them up back again and say, boy, you know, this is the unit that he's working with. And I mean, it takes a while for these players to really get a handful of games, you know, because our test series, they are so spaced out. So it's not like we can maintain any momentum or anything. But it's not like we're doing anything to maintain momentum. But you know, it's not like we can say, yeah, we are maintaining momentum. We are keeping the team together for like a good 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 games. You understand? We have to wait a long time before we can get so many games. Some teams, they have their unit together for 15, 20 games. Because a lot of them, some of them, they're playing 5-match series still. You understand? And I mean, it's mostly India, Australia, and England that playing 5-match series still. But you know, some of them they play a 5-match series. So by your look, you know, in no time players gone, you know, 15, 20, 25 tests and thing. Our players have to wait a while before they get that. And the fact that they are not, you know, being well compensated in comparison to their peers that are playing for other teams, you understand, they are going to be pulled away to do other things. You understand? I mean, some people would say that we are not performing to the level of those teams that are getting big pay, but we have to remember that as fans, we're just looking at it like that. The players aren't looking at it like that. They are looking at it and saying, boy, they are working, and their peers, this is what their peers are being paid to play franchise cricket. So that is what they are going to go for, because you know, they are not getting anything similar to what other teams might be getting that you know, that is playing mostly international cricket. So you know, it's a lot to think about when you wonder why our players aren't staying together and think. But at the end of the day, my people, this third test here, once again, the bowlers, they have given us an opportunity they have given the batsmen an opportunity to really go out there and you know, try and see if they can save face. That is as much as I can put it. After how we performed in the first innings, bowled out Australia for, I think it was 225, right? After how the bowlers performed, for them to come back and really go to work like this, my people, we have to give them credit. And even if we're not able to clean up the tail quickly and they go on and score more runs than we expected, we still can't really do something too tough, because the bowlers, they're most tired. They're most tired, you know. The only good thing is that after the effort that they put in last night, you understand, they got an opportunity to rest, you know, they you know, so they will be coming back fresh this morning. But there's, you know, they are human, so they will make mistake. I think, can you imagine us playing a game where the bowling is just not firing? We have been blessed with these 3-4 seamers, you know, just doing their thing and performing well. There's gonna come a time when the bowling is just not clicking. You know, we're going to come a time when we go into conditions where it's probably not favorable to seamers. You know, well, I guess it would still be alright because we're captain and vice captain, they are spinners. So, you know, but we definitely need the batting to get right, my people. You understand? So, you know, I just wanted to talk on that a little bit before the day's play. And just to remind you, my peeps, we will be live. We'll be live for the first session. Hopefully, it will be fiery. Hopefully, the guys will pick up the wickets quickly. You know, clean them up, and then our guys can get an opportunity to bat. And this is something that I said when Australia was in batting, and I said that, listen, if we can try and make sure that we don't get any of their guys, if we can get their guys out, make sure that there is no set batsman going in when the evening session start, then that would be good for us. So we have to look at it on the flip side. We need at least one set batsman at the crease when the night session comes, right? It would be good if we can have 2 set batsmen doing their thing, but right, this is West Indies that we are talking about. So if we have at least one or so set batsman, you know, just out there doing it, you understand, then you would be able to hold up one end when the evening session comes, because wickets will fall, the ball will be moving around, you understand, the bowlers will be pumped up and things. So you have to be set to be asked to come in right in that session fresh. It's not easy. It's not an easy task. So we need people that are set and, you know, to come and bat. But the problem is our guys, they aren't even batting that long to get set. So I don't know. Leading into this test, Captain Rastan Chase had said something, you know. Man said that regional cricket doesn't prepare you for what you are getting at the international level. But, you know, what I would say, my people, is he's definitely right. He's right. We're playing like what, 7 or 8 games for the season, and then, you know, most teams, they don't have any good bowling, right, to really test the batsmen consistently. So that is something that I understand that. But temperament is still something that you can show. You understand, in terms of making people work for your wicket, man. You have to have some pride. I can understand a man bamboozling your ball, you know, and you can't figure out what he's doing. That I can understand. You know, what I don't like is when our batsmen just, you know, they have to stay in the field that well. I should even say they are feeling and working hard in the field, because sometimes they don't even do that. But to be in the outfield and then, you know, just go in, and as soon as you're going, you're back in the dugout because you play a stupid or a silly shot. You know, it just... It's not a good look. It's just not a good look, my people. So, you know, I mean, we preach the same things, the same thing every day. You know, we preach the same thing every day, and the players do the same thing. But as I always say, my people, the players will play as they are, because if a man is 28, 29, 30 going up and has been playing for a decade or close to a decade, and this is what you get from him, it just means that he's that type of player. You understand? If he constantly gives you a particular playing style, he's that type of player. If a man playing for almost a decade and averaging in the mid to low 20s, he's just that type of player. He's just not great. You understand? He's just doing what he can do. I mean, sometimes we recycle these players after they score some runs in the championship, bring them back and say, yeah man, you know, let us see if we can get them to score some runs. But if the man already at the international level and for close to 10 years and just scoring at 23, 24, 25. Then, I even 30, early 30s. And that is just the type of player that he is. You understand? The records won't line up. Some people say that you cannot pick you can't pick the team off record and the numbers don't always tell the truth. Then you can imagine a man playing cricket for 10 years on average as a specialist batsman and averaging in the mid-20s or a bowler, you know, and you're going to say the numbers don't always tell the facts. I understand that sometimes as a bowler, you know, you are doing so well and they just constantly putting down catches off your bowling. It breaks the momentum, it breaks everything, but man, you're playing the game for a period of time and you're doing the same thing. You're that type of player. So sometimes when we are cursing and complaining, the players can't do any better because that is just who they are. You never hear people them say something that a leopard never change his spot. Eh? You ever grew up in the Caribbean and hear that a leopard never change its spot. You see some type of thing, them man, a poor batsman or a poor bowler very rarely will change. I mean, people can improve, yes, but after 8, 9, 10 years, what they behind, how they going to improve. Anyways, we look forward to seeing what the guys will be able to do on this third day, my people. We're going to leave it right here so for now, yeah, man. Big up on yourself and stay safe. Bless up.